Okay. I don't even know where to go. Wait, okay. It's literally 3:15. I literally just got home from school. I'm sweaty. But this just arrived and I'm pretty sure this is it. I mean, like, look at it. Yes! Dude. Okay, this is good. I really couldn't tell how long the book was gonna be. Like, from some angles, it literally looked like the length of like, Heroes of Olympus book. But this is, oh, this is good. This is good. I've been waiting for, okay, I should say, here. It's, the 28th. Yes, it's the 28th. It's 2 days late, but I like pre-ordered it, but I pre-ordered it on like the 24th. So whatever. I gotta pee, so I'm gonna go for a quick sec, but I'll be back. Okay. So I just wanna do a quick little, I don't know, explanation, introduction sort of thing for this book. So what was I gonna say? My plan is to finish all my homework at this, like, right now. And then I'm gonna go to band rehearsal, which don't even get me started. But then I'm going to come home and read this and see how much I can read of it. Yeah. So, sorry. The back of the book says Percy Jackson, Annabeth Chase, and Grover Underwood are reunited for their first adventure together since the Lightning Thief. Which is kind of a lie, but I get what they're saying. It's the first quest that's just, I guess it's not a quest. I don't even know what's happening. It just says their challenge, getting Percy into college when the Greek gods are standing in his way. Which is so real. Basically, hold on. I'll explain the plot of the book. So, first on background. When the Tower of Nero came out, which is the 5th and final book in the Trials of Apollo series, Rick was like, you know, I'm like kind of stepping away from this universe for a while. So he was like, kind of not gonna be writing any Percy Jackson universe books for a little bit. And so I was like, sure, maybe in like a few years he'll release the book that was teased at the end of, basically, okay, in the Tower of Nero there were 2 books that were kind of teased. The one that is this, I guess maybe, yeah, this one was teased first, I think. I don't know. But it was like talking about Percy and Annabeth and like them getting to college in New Rome and being like, but that's a whole other story. And so it kind of hinted that there would be a book coming about that. And then the other book that was hinted was The Sun and the Star, which was like the Nico and Will solo book. Because at the end of Tower of Nero, it was kind of, there was like a prophecy and then it was kind of like left unfinished. But that was like, surely in like, maybe in like a few years he'll release The Sun and the Star or something. And then maybe a Percy Jackson book will come at some point, something. But now, like, literally 4 months ago, The Sun and the Star was released. Now we got this. And he's already confirmed that there was going to be another Percy Jackson book coming next year, like exactly a year from now. And so my mind is just blown. And so I'm very excited about that. Yeah. So basically this takes place sort of, I can't remember if it's before the Tower of Nero or if it's like during the Tower of Nero. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But it's definitely like before they're getting to college. Percy and Annabeth go to college at New Rome University, which is in Camp Jupiter in California. And it's them getting there. But I don't know what like the challenge is. Like the gods are in their way, I guess. And Grover's also there. Yeah. And the only thing I haven't gotten any spoilers for the book other than I saw a TikTok that was like Percy and Annabeth quotes from the book, and so I saw some cute little quotes. But it was nothing like really that plot based. But I'm so excited to read it. So I need to finish my homework real quick. It's gonna take me like 2 hours, but whatever. And yeah. Okay, I look crazy because I just got home from marching band and I'm sweaty, but it's 8 o'clock and I'm finishing up my Euro homework, which should take me like 30 minutes maybe. I hope it's not longer than that. But then after that I can read because I'm done with everything else, so. And I need that right now. I need this tonight. Y'all don't know how hard this week has been. Okay, so it's Saturday evening right now. The last time it was like Thursday when I was getting the book the last time I filmed. But basically, Thursday and Friday were really, really busy. I only read like 3 chapters on Thursday night and then nothing yesterday. But all of today, I've been reading, and so I've read this much of the book. I have this much left. It's so, like, I've been so bad at updating, but it's so good. It's like, I just love it. It's just such a classic Percy Jackson book. I've been doing my tabs. As you can see, I've been highlighting stuff. So basically, the plot of the book is there's this dude, or this god, named Ganymede. I don't know how to say it. Ganymede, who lost his chalice of the gods, you know. So he lost his cup, basically, and he needs them to find it. And also, Percy needs to get 3 gods to give him, like, recommendation letters, so that he can get to New Rome University, because Children of the Big Three, which Percy is the son of Poseidon, so yeah, he has to do like more to get into New Rome University just because he's like a threat to the universe in a way. So he like, his dad put out a little thing of like, anyone who needs a quest, Percy can do it for you. And so Ganymede was like, I lost my chalice, I need someone to get it for me. And so Percy, Annabeth, and Grover have been looking for this chalice to get a recommendation from Ganymede for Percy's college applications, which is so funny. And it's just been like Rick's writing, it just like never changes. It never changes. It's so good. It's such a classic. I want to talk about, first of all, the dedication to Walker, Ryan, and Leah, who play Percy, Grover, and Annabeth, obviously. Here's to New Beginnings, love. And so I'm taking a look at the index here. I'm on chapter 24, or like I'm about to start chapter 24 out of 35. So I'm like quite a way through it. But yeah, just like reading about Percy now that he's older is like so fun. And yeah, I just love it. I never talked about my predictions, but I made like a note on my notes app about my predictions for the book, and some of them have come true. There's this whole joke in the original series about like the Hoover Dam. If you know, you know. And I was like, there's gonna be a dam reference in here, and there was kind of one. Like, I'm not sure if it was intended to be. Let me see if I can find it. I definitely tabbed it. Maybe I didn't. I highlighted it for sure. No, it's after this. Wait. Word. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But he said damn, and it was like, it seemed like it was supposed to be a reference to that. So that's come true. Other than that, I don't think any of them have come true. So yeah. But so when I tab books, I do like my little like quotes and stuff that I like to tab, and then I put post-it notes on like the important like plot moments, pretty much. And I was not expecting this at all. So basically, it's in chapter 23, I'm pretty sure, right? It's the one that's called Cupcakes. I got a cupcake and a surprise. It's chapter 22. What was 23 then? Oh, that was, okay, yeah. So chapter 22 is called I Get a Cupcake and a Surprise. And it's basically this really cute chapter where they're at Percy's house, and like Annabeth is there, and it's Annabeth, Percy, and Sally, and Paul, and they're all having dinner together. And during that chapter, like, I was just like reading about them being in the house, I was like, wait, where is Estelle? Because Estelle is Percy's like younger half sister, who is Sally and Paul's kid. And I was like, wait, where is she? Did Rick like forget about her? I was like, it just like hit me in that chapter. I was like, wait, why aren't they taking care of Estelle? Where is Estelle? She hasn't been mentioned at all. And then I literally like texted Sadie, and I was like, did Rick forget about Estelle? What's going on? I literally flipped to the next page, and the next page was Sally announcing that she was pregnant. I like was so confused because the timeline, basically, I was confused because this book takes place right before Tower of Nero, and Tower. So I guess Tower of Nero takes place in like May of that year because they said Estelle, like Sally's pregnant and she's like due in like March 15th is what she said. And so I guess, but like Percy was still there in Tower. See, the thing is, I don't remember Tower of Nero that much because I didn't remember that Percy was in the beginning, but he definitely was. Now that I'm like thinking about it, because I remembered like reading about Estelle. But I thought I was reading about Estelle in Heroes of Olympus for some reason. And so I thought Estelle was like 1 or 2. I guess 1 by this point. Like, I thought she had Estelle when Percy was like disappeared. I like totally forgot. And so I was texting Sadie and I was like, where's Estelle? Turns out she wasn't even born yet. But Sally announcing that she was pregnant was so sweet. And especially like Percy talking to Annabeth about it because Annabeth was like nervous about how Percy would react to it. Because when Annabeth's stepbrothers, younger stepbrothers, were born, that was like a really big moment in her life because it was when her stepmom and her dad sort of started to like ignore her, and so it was very negative for her, and so she was really happy to see Percy so excited about his stepsister. That's basically the deal. Other than that, it's all really cute. Grover is as sweet as always. I love him. And yeah, I guess I made a prediction that was like Grover's gonna cry while playing his reed pipes at some point, which wasn't exactly true, but he was playing them in stress. So I kind of got something going there, but it's really good so far. I'm like almost done. I don't want to finish it, but like I'm so excited. So yeah, that's my update for now. I'll let you know how the rest goes. It just got too real. It got too real. Okay, so I finished Chalice of the Gods last night. It's now Sunday night. So I finished it in one day, but I needed to just like take some time to fully like let it sink in, I guess, process it. But so I don't remember where I left off. I think it was around when Sally announced that she was pregnant and all that stuff. But basically after that, the end of the book was really, really like beautiful. Basically, Percy had a fight with Gaius, Gary, I don't remember what his name was, but the god of old age. And it was like this really like philosophical thing where Percy was like trying to figure out how to defeat the god of old age, and he started to think of like all the things that comes with being older, and he started thinking about like him and Annabeth in old age, like living together and being like married and being happy and like getting to hang out with his family and like seeing his younger sister and like hanging out with Grover and all of these things. And he was thinking about this time when he was talking to Paul, his stepdad, and he was like Percy was like making fun of him because he had some gray hairs, and Paul was like, well, it beats the alternative, which is like him embracing like growing older. And it was just like it was so much. And so he defeated the god of old age by hugging him and embracing old age, which was so sweet. And especially this whole book about like him preparing to go off to college and like this huge life change as his mom's now pregnant. He's gonna have a little sister and he's not gonna be able to watch her grow up because he's gonna be in California, and like all this change is happening to him. It's just like so insane. But he eventually gets the chalice from Gaius, whatever his name is. And so he has to take it up to Olympus. He gets up there And he like hides under a beverage cart to get it to Ganymede. And there's this really sweet moment, but it's not like really sweet, but I thought it was really sweet. This moment between Percy and Athena, where Athena is the only one that sees Percy under this thing, and she like kind of helps him out. But it's really cute because Athena has famously always hated Percy because she's like, you're not good enough for my daughter, and like whatever. And so for like her to finally like embrace him, and like later at the end of the book in the last chapter, Annabeth is like, I think she knows how serious I am about you. It's so cute. Then basically the book ends and he gets his little recommendation from Ganymede. And basically he has 1 out of the 3 recommendations that he needs, which I'm like, so there's gonna be 2 more books, which like I knew there was gonna be another one because Rick announced that there's gonna be another book called like the Triple Goddess, and it's about Hecate or whatever, how you say it. And so like I knew that there was gonna be another Percy Jackson and the Olympians book, but this is implying that there's gonna be 2 more. And then also, after finishing the book, I went back and read some of the Tower of Nero stuff that I had highlighted, because that was where this book was essentially like conceptualized, I guess, because that takes place after Percy has gotten to college. So we know that he eventually does get to college, which like duh, but there's this whole mention of like a road trip in the book. And so I'm like, he's gotten 1 of the recommendations, but he needs 2 more. And then there's also stuff happened on this road trip. So I'm like, that could be a possible another book. I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore. There's so many ideas. And I feel like I don't know what Rick's gonna do, but I really want that road trip book. So I'm excited to see what comes in the future. But other than that, it was just really great to read another book about Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, because Percy and Annabeth, I guess in like Heroes of Olympus was the last time that we really saw Percy and Annabeth in action. They've been in like bits and pieces in the Trials of Apollo, and then like a little bit in Magnus Chase when we see Annabeth. But other than that, like they kind of just like left off in Heroes of Olympus, and in the last book they didn't even have like POV chapters, and so it kind of felt like it was unfinished because we never got like a full closure from their side. So I'm excited that he's really like embracing this whole chapter of them about to get to New Rome and like all that stuff. I found it really fun. And as for Grover, we haven't really seen Grover a significant amount since the original 5 books, and so it's so fun to have him back, because I feel like he always feels like left out, like in the fandom, I guess. But in this book, it's so clear like how much Annabeth and Percy like rely on him and love him, and it's so sweet. Cause like Grover knew Annabeth since she was 7. Grover knew Percy before Percy and Annabeth met. Like he's like the rock here, as Percy says in the book. He's like their life source. So yeah, I just love how this book characterized them. Like it was so perfect. I love it. Like I love how Annabeth was like giving the river god tea and like telling him to calm down and all this stuff. And I love how Annabeth interacts with Percy's parents. It's so cute. And I'm pretty sure I already said this, but Annabeth being like relieved that Percy's happy about his like half sister and all that, because her half brothers were like the end of her happiness because of how her parents started treating her compared to her brothers, all that stuff. It's also good. Other predictions that I had Impractical Jokers is so loud, hold on. Some predictions I made before reading the book that did and did not come true was, the first one was Sally Jackson makes me cry, which I did cry. I honestly can't remember what part it was, but I don't think it was because of Sally. It could have been because of the pregnancy, but it wasn't Sally Jackson directly in the way that I was thinking, and so that's also, I wrote them thinking that this was like the last book for real, but there's always more. It never ends. So another prediction I made was like the last the last sentence was gonna be like, look, I didn't want to be a half-blood, but like look, I liked being a half-blood, or something like that, or like something of like, and for once I didn't look back, like at the end of the last Olympian. But since it's not like the last for real book in the series, they didn't do that there. But however, the book did start with, look, I didn't want to be a high school senior, which I thought was really funny. Another prediction was, I simply predicted that they would talk about dead Jason, which they did at one point. Okay, the thing is, I've never been the biggest, our flag means death, sorry, on the TV. Anyway, I've never been the biggest Jason fan. I think this is known. I make fun of him. He's kind of not my favorite. However, the way that they talk about him post his death always just warms my heart. Like the way that, like in the Tower of Nero, they're like, Jason was the best of us, and they all agree. And like they love Jason so much, and it's like, just the way they talk about him is so sweet, even if I didn't like him in the books. And there's a part in the book where they talked about, or Percy talked about his friend Jason when he was fighting the god of old age, and this thing that Jason told him about like how this idea of Jason and Piper like growing old together or whatever, like really like fueled him to like be a better hero or something. I don't know what it was. That obviously didn't happen because Jason died. But like they did mention Jason. But I thought it was gonna be like a sad moment of them being like, R.I.P. Jason. Wait, I just realized at the time they didn't know that he was dead. Because in the Tower of Nero, Annabeth says, we found out when we arrived that he was dead. Oh my god. See, this is my whole thing. I don't know what the timeline is. Oh my god. So Jason wasn't dead yet at that point. I don't think. Unless they didn't know at that point that he was dead. That's crazy. Wait, okay, that's crazy. That's mainly what my predictions were. So, yeah. R.I.P. Jason. They didn't even know he was dead. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. This reading vlog was kind of a mess. But the book wasn't that long. You know what I mean? And it wasn't, like, devastating. And so I didn't have that much to say. It was just really, really nice. So, yeah. And now the show comes out in, like, 3 months. So, it's all so exciting. I love Percy Jackson. Yeah.